Greetings, Defenders. Welcome to the Wizards and Blizzards Devstream. So I'm YOLO Solo a little bit on stream today. I'm a Landrian, producer here at Trendy Entertainment. Welcome to our Devstream for our 1.1 update, Wizards and Blizzards. Hopefully sound levels are all good and stuff like that. Looks like they are. So today we're going to be telling you about what's coming up in our new update. It is a combination of a couple things. We're bringing out a new map to all platforms. It's one Xbox players have already seen, but PC and PS4 players will be getting to see it now. We have a new hero to talk about, and then just some other improvements that we've been doing kind of based on player feedback. And then a little surprise edition that we hope will be kind of fun to engage in with the game. So let's start it off. Let's start talking about the new hero, the Adept. So the Adept is a new gender swap version of the Apprentice, and to kind of stick with the theme of having three unique aspects to a gender swap, we gave the Adept two new abilities, but also a new tower. And her first ability that we'd like to show you guys is called Arc Lightning, and it's so instead of Arcane Volley, the Adept now has Arc Lightning, where she will fire piercing lightning at all marked targets. And obviously when I say piercing, they will actually go through all the targets in between to hit their mark. So it's definitely one of those like really good kind of AoE path clearing abilities, super useful in defending. Her next ability that I'd like to talk about is more of a, I guess like almost a support role ability. Not really support role ability, but just more CC focused. Is the Arcane Bubble. The Arcane Bubble it's kind of a mix of a couple different functionalities, but it'll actually reflect all projectiles that enemies shoot at it, so it'll act kind of like the Geode's shield. And then it will also release pulsing stun waves from the center that'll stun any enemies that are within its radius. And obviously you can see the radius because it's also the reflect bubble, but that's the radius of the stun as well. And then her final kind of unique new thing is Hailstorm Tower. Hailstorm Tower is a new anti-air tower. It is single target and it fires a barrage of icicles, and it will put a debuff on enemies that makes them take more damage. So it'll fire at a single target, but it'll also make that single target take more damage. In testing, we've used kind of these towers with like a combination of Sky Guards and the Hailstorm Towers, and it works out really well because they will melt air enemies. So now I'd kind of like to, so that's the Adept, and obviously we're going to be showing her off a little bit more as the stream goes on and as we kind of play around. So I'd like to kind of show you guys the map and the stuff that we're going to be talking about in terms of the new map content. Some Xbox players have seen it already. It is a Chaos 7 incursion, so maybe like, we know not everyone's gotten to Chaos 7 already, so it might be new for a lot of people, but we'd like to highlight it now that it's going to be available on all of our platforms on Wednesday. So we're going to load up the Revenge of the Yeti incursion. This incursion, this is a brand new map, so we've, people that are familiar with the kind of existing DD2 development cycle that we've had, you know, we've released some brand new maps, some DD1 remakes of some old maps. I'm fairly certain this is a brand new map. It's not a remake of a DD1 map. So I guess you know, as an ex-player of the game turned developer, I think it's actually really awesome because it's a brand new layout that has not been seen before. Really gorgeous map, really sweet like gameplay and enemy types. This map features 6 new frosty versions of enemies. Some of the enemies you've seen before, like there's you know, like these icy orcs and stuff like that, and you've seen different versions of them, but they're all frost themed in this map, and some of them have special frosty effects that will definitely affect your gameplay. And then one of the biggest new enemies is the introduction of the Yeti. The Yeti is a new mini boss. He's kind of along the same equivalent of like you know, mini bosses we classify as ogres, siege rollers, and like Malthus and stuff like that, and some of the larger bosses that get the big health bar. And so we wanted to make a new one that really added kind of this new interaction for players and made it kind of different. And then maybe we might explore putting him in other areas of gameplay. But the Yetis have a terrifying snowball attack, and if it hits you, it freezes you. And I will just say that you might not want to get frozen in certain situations, because it might might end up wrecking you really quick. So we definitely added in some Yetis and some newer frost enemies. Again, they do frosty effects. I'm not going to spoil what all of those are. You'll definitely find out when you get to this incursion. We hope people will really enjoy it. So another couple areas of the map are just some of it's kind of like hot springs themed and like mountainy kind of, I don't know, I almost got like this like relaxing monastery in hot springs vibe from like the art. So I'm definitely I'm all about this map, and I really hope that all of you guys will be too when you get the chance to check it out. Another thing that we've kind of added in, just starting to kind of get to the, I'm just going to go straight into the feedback. This is going to be like a rapid fire dev stream today, because I'm by myself, single tier, but also I just want to give you all the news about this update. So we're going to go straight into the improvement section. One of the main improvements that we're going to be talking about while Eric's kind of playing is the matchmaking improvements that we've made. So we've been making a lot of improvements to kind of our matchmaking and grouping mechanics that have been going on in the game based on feedback, and then based on some functionality that we really wanted to add in. Some of that functionality was we don't have a good, like, we do have the concept of party leaders within the game from a player aspect, but we really wanted to try and make grouping and staying with your pickup groups a little bit easier. So one of the things that we've added is you'll actually stay. So if you play a pickup group game, so you just host a game, play with public people, you know, not friends of yours, you will actually stay with those people now if you hit next map or continue. You guys will stay in the same group. And then another thing that was bugged with kind of the flow was the we had certain, like when you'd set a match name or a minimum ascension level for a given game that you're hosting, you would lose that name and the minimum ascension level restriction when you would transition to like a next map. And you know, you're continuing to play, get consecutive win bonus. You would actually lose kind of the setup that you had set. So now we fixed it, and you keep those settings throughout moving on to the next maps and hitting continue. So you won't have to worry about, you know, hey, I set this minimum ascension level, you know, on the first map that we did, but now anyone's able to jump into the game and, like, you know, why did that happen? So hopefully that is going to be fixed. Obviously, if you have any other issues, please submit it on our community bug site. We're constantly monitoring that. We're constantly listening for feedback on our forums, on Reddit, on Twitter, on Facebook. Ping us on Twitter. We're on that all the time too. Just let us know kind of about some of the, if you're continuing to have any of these issues. We're really trying to fix kind of the matchmaking and grouping mechanics and systems. But we hope that the improvements that are coming out with this patch are going to make it much easier to play together and stay together as you play through maps of Dungeon Defenders. So with some of those matchmaking improvements, there are some caveats, I guess I would say. We're changing some of the systems, so some of the existing systems will work a little weird. We're still trying to figure out if we can solve some of those by patch day, but do anticipate some details in our patch notes. There might be some systems and improvements that work a little bit differently with partying and staying in a party in this new update. So keep an eye out for our patch notes, and we'll tell you guys kind of what the scoop is there and what the new system is like. We're still trying to get some last minute fixes in before we send the build out to, you know, Sony and Microsoft and get it ready for PC guys. So there's some last minute changes that are coming in, some last minute fixes, but for the most part this patch is ready to rumble, and we're really excited to get it out to everyone and you know, improve your experience playing through Dungeon Defenders 2 through, you know, map after map. couple of the other improvements that we've made is kind of quality of lifestyle for Gamepad users. And obviously for Gamepad users include all of our platforms, you know, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. One of the main Gamepad improvements is we've actually switched away from the holding left, you know, and it's L1 on PS4, it's left bumper on Xbox, and obviously, you know, whatever bumper button you're using on a PC controller of your choice. But holding left bumper, then pressing a D-pad to hero swap to different heroes, we're actually flipping the functionality of the hero swapping and then the, you know, dropping mana and accessing your, I think it's the quest window on like pressing up on the D-pad. So we're swapping that. So hero swapping is the default D-pad use, and then holding the bumper button and pressing D-pad will then use the other interactions. You know, we found through testing and just listening to community feedback that doing it that way will make it a little easier to be hot swapping while still using abilities and repairing and stuff like that, because there's some other, you know, modifiers that we use the shoulder buttons for and stuff. And we just wanted to make that process, swapping between heroes and using your abilities and playing the game, much easier. So this is one of the changes that we made. Another thing with another change that we've made that's kind of more Gamepad specific, although PC users might also feel it a little bit, and it might feel a little different, is the introduction. It's almost like smart casting on defenses. So we don't require a confirmation when you're trying to repair, upgrade, or sell a tower now. You'll press it and like do it on the targeted tower, and it feels a lot better with Gamepad. But we noticed from some of our testing, I'm obviously talking really fast and I'm like garbling words right now. But we heard from some of our testers that on PC it can feel a little weird because people are kind of used to the pressing again to confirm. But we found that it's a much quicker flow for interacting with your defenses and just feels a lot better, especially when using a controller. And you could just, I mean, I've gotten used to it on PC, so I hope that other people can as well. We might explore the option of making it some sort of toggleable option for smart casting, but for right now, we're turning it on to improve our console users' kind of quality of life. And then if you feel really strongly about this feature after trying it out, again, let us know on our forums. Let us know how you're feeling. We'll look at kind of either we'll keep it and everyone will like it and it'll feel great. If not, we'll look at kind of doing an option. We really want to get people's feedback and see how they, you know, feel it out and see if it feels good and is easier to interact with your defenses that way.
And it's only for controller.
And it is only for controller. So we actually did fix it.
This is only for controller.
I
still have to confirm.
Oh, so you still have to confirm. So you just told me it's only for controller, and then you're a liar. So one of our QA testers / designers is a liar, just to let everyone know on Devstream. So I just gonna let you guys know. A liar. It's P-Tire, by the way. He's a liar.
Yep.
So again, we'll see on Tuesday or Wednesday. Let us know how it feels when the patch launches. We'll be looking at kind of doing further iterations of, you know, improving Gamepad quality of life things, and just, you know, moving forward with patches and stuff. Let us know how it feels, and we'll keep working on making that experience better. So, an unannounced kind of fun ad that I'd like to talk about, because we've been kind of working on it sneakily here at Trendy, is the introduction of a leaderboard. Now, we've talked about some slightly under construction until the release on Wednesday, just kind of slightly. Obviously, we've posted some really high quality art to indicate its under construction state, but we're using the scoring system that we added in a previous milestone release, and now you'll be able to actually compare your scores with various people on a solo and a group leaderboard. So we're going to go ahead and show you guys kind of the solo leaderboard that'll be coming out on Tuesday. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of iteration on kind of how the leaderboard looks, what kind of data it's displaying. But our first iteration is going to be essentially showing you the list of scores, top players that are on that leaderboard. So it'll be kind of a fun way to compare where you're at and maybe try getting the high score. We might have a fun event coming up about that too pretty soon. But it's just kind of a fun added thing that you can compare yourself to some other people, and we'll be launching this leaderboard with the update on Wednesday. So that's it was kind of our secret surprise. Hope you guys check it out and give us feedback about leaderboards too. Let us know what you'd like to see on them. We have some ideas for the future of these leaderboards on what they contain, what they show. There's also some things we're working on for the future that will utilize the leaderboards a little bit more. I'm not going to reveal what those are right now, but I'm just going to say that there's definitely going to be some more functionality here and reasons to be visiting said leaderboard very soon in the future. But yeah, this is our first release. Try it out, check it out. Give us some feedback on the score system. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you don't like, and we will continue to iterate and kind of make the experience better. So, to get straight in, and the score is the summary screen score. So the score that you see at the end of your games is the score that will show up. The team score is what will show up on the group leaderboard if you're playing with a group, and the solo score, kind of your player score, is the one that will show up if you're playing solo. Obviously, that's the score that you see if you're playing solo anyway. But I know in a group setting, there's kind of like the solo score and the group score. The solo score from playing in a group game is not going to show up on the solo leaderboard. You have to play the whole game solo for it to register on that leaderboard. So that's just to kind of clarify, I guess, how the board will work. Yes. So let's talk about the new cosmetic manager as well. So we have a new UI. The cosmetic manager is kind of the new cosmetic equip screen that we made. This is where you can browse the costumes that you have, also the costumes that you don't have. It's kind of a collection view. You can put on different accessories. You can actually purchase costumes from it as well, some that you don't have. It'll even show you some of the costumes that exist in the game that you might get by special means, and special means being like exclusive events, holidays, things like that. So definitely one thing we do have is this new Adept costume that's releasing with her called the Doomfire Regalia. It's pretty sweet looking, actually. I'm all about it. I want some dope armor. Our key art is pretty phenomenal. I am also all about it. So hopefully you guys will be too. I definitely know her. Yeah, I'm seeing in chat here her Harry Potter-esque base look. Don't think the costume kind of looks like that, but you know. So any initiate costumes, not yet. Possibly in the near future. We'll talk about it. We're kind of working on We're working on a lot of cosmetic content that's going to be coming with some of the gameplay updates we're about to do over the next coming months. So there's going to be a ton of new things coming out. So just keep an eye out for kind of, if you've had some wishes and desires for some cosmetic things getting added to the game, there's a lot coming. There's a lot coming to the game. So I'm just going to jump right in because I've kind of like blasted through kind of the main highlights of this update. Obviously, there's a lot of bug fixes and little balance tweaks and things that are coming with the update. The Apprentice is getting some much needed love with this update, and kind of to also be in tune with the Adept being powerful as well. So they're kind of, Apprentice got buffed up a little bit in some places and balanced. So definitely keep an eye out for that. I know we have a lot of players that have been asking for some Apprentice love. You should check out the Adept though. She's pretty sick. Her bubble shield, her arcane bubble, is pretty amazing and really useful against these bosses. So definitely check her out. I'm gonna take some questions from the chat, and let's take a look here. Can we expect Barbarian before next year? I'm gonna say maybe. I'm gonna say maybe only in the sense that I don't want to say like yes, and then you guys will grab like some clip when we have to like delay the Barbarian or something, and then be like, see, Landrian said yes back on this dev stream from August, and WTF Trendy, why you know Barbarian. I want Barbarian right now, to be perfectly honest. So I've been pushing for a barbarian forever. So we'll see. It's a big bottle of maybe. We're trying to. The goal is to release him before the end of the year. So hopefully that'll happen. But again, I'm not gonna commit to any promises on stream. Sorry, team. When can we expect double tap to cast abilities? I don't know. I guess the answer to that is we're going to look at different methods of possibly casting abilities in the future based on kind of some feedback we've been hearing from players and stuff like that. And honestly, just to continue making quality of life upgrades for all our different users, for PC, mouse, keyboard users, for controller users across all platforms. We're still looking at improving the experience, what we can do from a control aspect and casting, and all of that is all a part of kind of the player controller quality of life that we're definitely looking at improving kind of over and over again in all these patches that we're doing. Can you add an area to volunteer to carry people that need help? Well, if you want to volunteer carrying people that need help, just host a game on the game browser that says, I will carry you, and build for them, and I guarantee you will get people joining your game wanting a carry. I used to do that a long time ago. Just be like, yo, join my game, get a carry. It was probably when I was streaming, but you can do that now with the game browser. And with the matchmaking changes coming in this patch, it will actually maintain the name of your game when you keep hitting continue. So if you say, hey, my game's called, hey, come get carried, it will stay that way even as you're transitioning through new maps, which it did not currently on live. So that is a change that's coming, and that'll make it easier to kind of communicate who should join your game and who shouldn't. Endless waves. I mean, endless mode always comes up. There's a little something we're working on from the endless standpoint. Not gonna make any promises. It's secret. But there is some crazy endgame feature that's coming. I'm gonna say before the end of the year. We'll say before the end of the year for now. And if it doesn't, I'm gonna be very sad, and you can blame me for everything. So you can just blame Alandrian if some dope ass mode doesn't come out by the end of the year. I don't know. It's all my fault. What about female lavamancer? Ooh, actually, that's not a bad idea. We'll definitely explore some future gender swap ideas. We have a plan out for our content that we're making for the game for the near future. Female lavamancer is not on that right now, but I mean, never say never. It's just, I guess not in like the upcoming months, but maybe in the longer term. We'll explore doing some gender swap versions of some of our premium heroes. Do you have any plans to add more unique gear like incursion gear? The gun witch only has a single weapon as opposed to the huntress with 4 or so. Well, the huntress has been out a lot longer than the gun witch, but the answer to your question is yes. We're definitely looking at adding some more weapons and gear and unique shards and things like that. Those will be coming out with future updates. But yeah, definitely. I mean, we're always going to be adding new gear and stuff for you guys to get and making some cool stuff. Can we get unlockable weapon skins for cosmetics tabs so we can choose certain skins that we collect or something? Would love to have Wailing Glaive skin. So we want to do that. We're just still working on it. We don't have a system for that yet. I'm not sure when, but we definitely want to do some weapon skins and some cool stuff so you can use the weapon look that you desire. That is something we're working on. That'll come out later. Let's take a look, see here. Why can't the Dryad use her sword while flying? Actually, I wish Blacksmith was here. He would have an answer to that question, because that was thrown around a lot internally. There was a balance reason, I think. I can't remember the specifics. There was some, like, it was crazy OP for her to do, like, aerial flying attacks while maintaining in the air, and it trivialized some of the stuff in the game. So maybe we're going to explore some stuff with the Dryad in a future patch, because we've been planning out a lot of upcoming stuff for the Dryad and kind of making her more useful and more interesting in certain scenarios, because she's definitely a hero we really enjoy. So we'll look at kind of some of that stuff and how it works with the state of the game when we get to that. There's a lot that's coming out in the game that's going to, I guess, without spoiling too much, will change a lot about how you play and kind of what you're doing within the game and give you a lot more variety. So we'll work on the gameplay stuff now, and then we'll go back to the Dryad and kind of see where she fits into the game as it stands, and do we have a bunch of plan changes for her, so we'll get around to that. Let's see here. Oh yeah, definitely go to the DD2 Discord too. If you're looking for a carrier, looking for a group, looking for playing with other people, check out the Discord. That's super active. You can also check out a lot of Twitch streamers. They'll be carrying people almost all of the time. I pop into streams every now and then. I'm definitely a big lurker, so I'll pop into Twitch and I see people hosting stuff all the time. So yeah, it's no big deal. Can PC and console players be able to play together? So I wish, but that's a big no, and that's not. We would love that. That's not a decision we get to make. So I wish. It's just not going to work out like that. Are you planning on giving console players free reign to look around while placing towers? Ooh, that's kind of a good idea. We can look into that. We can look into what that would take. Yeah, I like that. It's a cool idea. I'll mention it. Do you have any update news related to subtitle add to cutscene? I know you're working hard. Maybe. It's not going to be in like the next update, but we can talk about it for maybe the one after that. I do remember that suggestion, especially, I think it was on our last dev stream about the subtitles. We just don't, we'd have to make a system for it to work. And right now we're kind of slammed when it comes to development time right now. P-Tire just getting wrecked all the time. So we'll just have to, we have to schedule it in somewhere. And right now we're like fully stocked on our programmers' time right now. We have a lot of really exciting stuff coming out for the game, but I'm all about the subtitle thing. I thought that was a really good idea on the last dev stream, and we'll definitely get around to it at some point. I have not forgotten. Will there be an update to change trap trigger size like in DD1? So the trap trigger thing is interesting. We've been hearing a lot of feedback about that. Right now, honestly, we're not really considering changing trap trigger range because it makes them functionally the same as auras, and it provides like no additional layer of strategy really besides like just becoming an aura. Because if you just made the trap trigger the same as the explosion radius, then it's totally just an aura. It's the second they cross that threshold, they're just taking ticking damage, you know, at whatever the rate of the trap is. So we might think of some new ways that we can make traps more interesting and engaging in terms of strategic gameplay, but I don't think that specific change is the direction we're going to go, just because we don't really, you know, we're not really about it. So if you guys do kind of have some new ideas on how to make traps more interesting, feel free to post them on the forums. We're always listening. We're always reading. Our community team is always checking it out and always forwarding that to the design team and the production team. So definitely post some ideas and stuff like that you might have. I just don't know about the trigger radius thing. I'm gonna go ahead and say that's probably a no. Can you work on letting us see chat messages from previous maps instead of wiping at each loading screen? Oh, that's interesting. So like persistent chat carrying over between maps. We could look into that. That probably won't be like a change very soon, but there's some additional chat functionality that we'd like to add in the future, so that's not off of the table. Let's take a look here. What do you personally think about the Adept? So I think the Adept's like base outfit is kind of quirky, goofy. I'm all about the Doomfire Adept and her being like just this ridiculous like fire mage. And I was always about fire mages in like, I don't know, every RPG. I love playing a fire mage in WoW and stuff like that. So I'm all about that look. And we have this really sweet kind of molten volcano-y staff that works really well with the Doomfire costume. So I'm rocking that right now on my account. and you guys will probably see it around when the patch comes out. Landry, the biggest lurker. Yeah, that's true. It's like not even a joke. Let's take a look here. Every time I level up, the notification comes up one level down than my current one. A minor problem. Will this update fix that? So I don't think so. I don't think this update will fix that, but that's definitely something we're looking at. I think it's the ascension levels. It always shows like one level down from the one you actually just unlocked. So that's something we've been looking into. We'll fix it eventually. It's just kind of, that's one of those like really low priority fixes while we're trying to like make some really bigger and matchmaking and grouping fixes and stuff like that. So we'll fix it at some time. But yeah, we definitely, that's a known issue and it's super weird. Can the shard pop-up notification be non-force closed? It's annoying to open a lot of packs at a time. There is a change. One of the open flows got reactivated in a recent patch. That was not kind of the intended redemption. It's that big, like we call it the awesome pop-up, where it'll pop up and be like, you got some sweet shard. We did not want that popping up for solo shard opens. So I think that's turned off this patch. I'll have to like double check with QA. But yeah, that should make pack opening way quicker and way easier. It'll still pop up for the shard packs that you get with defender medals or gems, because it'll show the 5 at a time essentially. But for the solo pack opens that you just get from levels and stuff like that, it should be turned off now. So if it's not, we'll hotfix it in. But I'm fairly certain that's coming with the patch. It says in the rules, no swearing. Why do I see some people swear? Well, it's just real life, I guess. I definitely do my best to try and not swear, but it comes out every once in a while, and it's not something I'm proud of. It makes me very sad. It does make me very sad. That's a lie. I'm sorry. Is it possible to have more details on apprentice buffs? Nope. Just to spite you. So, sorry, Sug. You just have to make some more memes and post them on Discord, and then you'll get apprentice details. That's just how that works. So if you want some more apprentice details, they'll be coming out soon, but more meme videos would definitely expedite that process and would help create the patch notes faster. Because it's how it works. It's science. You can't argue with science. Can you reintroduce the invite function for console? Not sure what's wrong there. Please submit a bug on our community bug report site. I haven't heard about that issue. I'll check with our QA team, I guess, and see if it's something we know about. But yeah, I haven't heard of that, so we'll check it out. There's an audio bug of some kind where environmental sounds can't be lowered with volume control even when turned all the way down. Is there a fix coming for that? Not sure, but we definitely know about it. There's definitely some areas where there's some like crazy loud sounds for no reason that don't follow the rules of the slider. So we've been trying to go through and fix some of those. There might be some fixes. Hopefully we'll get all of them, but I'm not sure. They might not all be fixed with the patch. There's a ton of little fixes coming with this update, so that some of those might be in there, but I don't think all of them will be in there. Let's take a look here. Could you please add the Harbinger's portal shield to the Wayfarer shop? Ooh. So we definitely want to add some more weapons that are available to kind of get at your given, eye power level and stuff like that. We're talking about how to give those out in a cool way again, but that's definitely one of the cooler weapons that I'd like to add in. We'll check it out. For console, can you please make the UI larger for checking what mobs will spawn in lanes? It's still too small. So I think you're talking about the billboards, and we can take a look at that. We do a lot of testing with the consoles, on both PS4 and Xbox One. We'll take a look at the sizes and might be able to increase them. I know they're very small at longer ranges, so one thing just make sure you do is just get up close to like a creep spawn if you're having trouble reading it. And it should be bigger, I'm fairly certain. So just check that out and let us know. Again, if that's still too small, let us know. Give us some feedback, post it on the forums, post it on a bug site. Just tell us and we'll look at getting it fixed. Can we get console command back for PC? So maybe it's kind of console, probably not, because I mean mostly because we're a release game, and honestly most games don't give you console access, especially when they're an always online, game that's kind of a service and an online multiplayer service. I mean, you don't have console access in like World of Warcraft or something like that. There's some functionality of it though that we do want to add back in. For instance, the FOV slider for PC players, some disconnect commands for quickly disconnecting out of the game and stuff like that. We are looking at adding functionality, but there's a couple of commands, and I'm not going to say what they are, that we do not want players using because it is definitely not the intended gameplay experience at all. And so there's some kind of janky stuff going on that we'd really like players not to do. So we're not going to give full access back to prevent those actions, but we are going to be adding in options and perhaps bindable options for some of the functionality that people are getting from consoles that didn't exist currently in the game. So we're definitely looking at that, and stay tuned. It's not going to be in this update, but it will be in a future update. We'll give you some more options, and we'll be talking about that more. Let's see here. Can we trade anytime soon? I wish we'd have trading right now. Trading's still on the plan for the future, so we're working on it. Not sure when it's going to come out, but it's definitely something we still plan on doing at some point. There's some kind of greater gameplay things we're trying to add to the game that you guys will be hearing about very soon. And those are kind of the focus right now, and then trading would probably be like right afterwards. So it's something we're still working on, and it'll come at some point. Let's see here. Ignore your question. Oh, because you already got it. You already got it added. Say a look here. First person mode. What?
Old school DD1.
What was that? Is that some DD1 nonsense going on right here? I don't know. Maybe. I'm not gonna say no. We'll leave it open. It's possible. Definitely would be weird in this game. We'd have to like really figure out how the camera would like look and hold the actual weapons and not look super jankety. Like right now, how the Adept's holding her weapon would look pretty weird and probably awful from first person. So that'll be some work. But I'm not gonna say no. Who knows? Maybe. Second person mode. Danny, you're dead to me. So just get out of here. Why the big change in the loot system? Finding it hard to play because the loot system sucks compared to DD1. Well, the loot system is very different from DD1. I mean, we changed it a long time ago, so there's not like a new change to the loot system. We know it's confusing for a lot of players, so we're working on kind of fixing some things to make them easier to understand how the upgrading process works. But that'll be coming out in a future patch because that's just kind of one of those things we've been working on over time, and we will release it when we feel that it's kind of at a better state. Can we make a shard marketplace so you can buy shards? We do have a shard marketplace. You can buy them in packs for DMs and gems. Go buy some packs. That's all I'm saying. Go buy some packs. But like for real, just buy some packs. Just do it. Please. Please. Maybe I'll give you some packs. Just make some memes, get some packs. No big deal. Will the festival come back? I'm assuming that's the carnival. Can you fix the visual bug when inspecting a tower stats appear incorrect? Can you add more Harbinger weapons? Harbinger weapons, maybe. That's a cool idea. We definitely like the look of the Harbinger. There might be some future-y stuff related to him coming out. That's all I'm saying. Never know. The other things, inspecting a tower stats. If there's a specific visual bug, please submit it, like screenshot it and tell us what you're seeing. We fixed a lot of the stat display stuff on tower stats, so just let us know if there's kind of a more specific point of feedback there. Will the carnival come back? Again, that's a maybe. We're not really sure when. There's other things we're kind of adding for gameplay content very soon that we're going to be talking about in the near future. Not carnival, but definitely some new things to do, some new events, some new fun stuff. Can't wait to tell you guys about it. Let's take a look here. Can we get tower preset locations for quick match starts? Oh my gosh. I want that so bad. Eric, add it. Add it right now.
Oh.
Alright. He's shaking his head at me. I tried, so I guess not. It's just not happening, I guess. Who knows? Maybe in the... Again, we're not going to say yes or no. Maybe in the future, some sort of like loadout, build kind of deal. Possibly. When are we getting Lavamancer tower skins? Ooh. There's a Lavamancer tower skin idea that we have that's amazing. And so hopefully at some point it just is requiring some extra functionality that I won't spoil why, but it'll be worth it. Where's my Barbarian? I miss him. I know. Barbarian soon, man. We're working on it. Let's see here. Wish we couldn't get green or blue chests in Chaos. All I ever get is blue. Well, I'm very sorry. Because we see a lot of people that often get legendary chests. And if you're one of the people just getting chain blues, I apologize. You have angered RNGesus and the RNG gods. And I feel sorry for you. So please praise to the RNG lords, and maybe you'll get better luck. Need a dummy that hangs from the ceiling to check DPS of Skyguard Tower. We know. That's a known issue, possibly future update. We do want to add some sort of like air unit training dummy thing. There were just some weird functionality issues we were having with some of the training dummies we've set up for that in the past that we have to solve. So maybe in the future. I'm going to take one more question, then we're going to wrap up here. Let's take a look here. Will winter... I'll do two more. Will winter lockboxes from December 2015 come back, and were they exclusive? So the winter lockboxes might come back. We haven't really decided yes or no. I can't remember if we said the costumes were exclusive for that year. I know the old skeleton costumes were exclusive, but I'll have to double check. There might be some new holiday themed content that's coming, so I'm not gonna say yes or no, but there's definitely some new Halloween and Thanksgiving and like Christmassy holiday themed content that we'll be releasing. Can you make the town like Power Surge and have people's towers disappear over time, or have individual DU units? So this is feedback we've definitely been getting from a lot of places, from a lot of players, internally, testing groups. In the hubs, having things just stay there forever and fill up builds. My suggestion will be just go to a private tavern if you're really trying to test something. It's a guaranteed place that you'll be able to build things. Unless you go there with a group and you have a bunch of griefy friends that won't let you build anything to test. Go to a private tavern right now and that'll solve your problems. We can explore kind of deprecating towers and stuff over time in the hub, but for right now, that's kind of low on the totem pole of things to do. So no for now, but maybe in the future we might have some new functionality for the hub. All right, so I think that wraps it up for the Devstream. Those were my last questions I was going to answer. If you have any more questions for us, please visit us on the forums. Ask us in Discord. We're in Discord a bunch. Our community team's in there, kind of occasionally talking to people. I'm in there occasionally talking to people. Ice is in there occasionally talking to people. Ping us on Twitter. Just send us a message in some format, and we'll try to do our best to answer it. If you have any bugs or issues, again, submit them on the community bug site. Let us know about them. We troll through that all the time, constantly getting feedback from players and kind of looking for issues to resolve that we can throw into these updates and get out to everyone. This has been the Wizards and Blizzards Devstream. This is update 1.1 for Dungeon Defenders 2 after we have launched. I can't wait for you guys to see this and get your hands on the patch. So look for it this upcoming Wednesday. That's the day we're trying to release. And it will hopefully be releasing on all platforms on Wednesday. Stay tuned to Twitter for updates. If we have any technical difficulties releasing the patch, or just patch news in general, we'll be posting some fun stuff. We also have a trailer coming out on the same day as the patch, so keep an eye out for that. It'll showcase some of the cool stuff from this update a little bit better maybe than we did on the Devstream, in a little fancier way. So thanks again for viewing. Thanks for stopping by and chat. I had a great time answering the questions, and we'll see you guys on the next Devstream.